Breaking news on a London terror attack tonight. Just moments ago, a 75-year-old man died, succumbing to his injuries, raising the official death toll to 4 civilians, not including the assailant. This on the heels of Scotland Yard identifying that assailant in the attack as 52-year-old Khalid Masood. Police say Masood was born and raised in the UK and self-radicalized into a terrorist, posing the question, how do we effectively counter homegrown terrorism? Here to discuss Dr. Robi Ludwig, along with Andrew Peak and Mike Baker. Guys, before I get to you, I want to speak to the good doctor about the psychological parts of this. People come to this country as refugees, war-torn countries, can't feed themselves. Their kids are born in this country, the greatest country in the world, or a place like the UK, and they're afforded amazing educations, freedom, and they still turn and they slaughter the very people who embrace them in the first place.
Well, they may not feel embraced. They may not feel a part of society. So although they live within a certain society,
why wouldn't they, though? Because we've seen this over and over where people who've worked with these folks say, hey, we threw birthday parties for them. We played catch with their kids. We never had a cross word. I mean, is it because, from what I understand, part of it is their parents bring a certain animosity, and that always festers in a household, and all it takes is maybe 1 or 2 things to take them down the wrong path?
Well, it's either that or they're very angry and there's an illness there and it gets channeled through religiosity. That's certainly one thing. But right, when we think about what happened here in this country, I mean, one of the most recent ones, there was a lot of anger in the family. So they create what's like cell-like psychology, right? So within their family or within their group, they have very distinct feelings which get nurtured, and the society at large doesn't really impact their feelings about being part of the culture or part of that society. And
real quick, Robi, assimilation can it be done, and is there something that could be done a little bit differently to make it more successful?
Well, I think it can be done, and it has been done, and I think perhaps some of these individuals are not really psychologically well. And when you're not well, you don't adjust and you don't feel a part of a system, and perhaps we should be identifying who is most vulnerable to being radicalized and figuring out a psychological profile.
Maybe that'll give us an easier way of also tracking them as well.
Yeah.
Robi, it's been too long. Thanks a lot.
I know. Great to be back.